Hi guys, so today I'm going to be getting the wood for the Adirondack chair. So hopefully this will go well. I'm going to go by the Lowe's creative ideas kind of plan. So I hope you enjoy the build. It's my first video and I really want to do a good job of it. So thanks for viewing. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and let's get started. Alright, so guys, this is day 2 of the build. I got the wood yesterday and I stacked the wood up last night and put clamps in between, which are known as stickers. Now really you should do this with bits of wood, but I didn't want to have little bits of wood because I don't really have any short pieces like that. So I just put clamps just to space them out and to get them used to my shop. So now what I need to do is measure them and cut them to the proper dimensions. And the plans, I'm using the Lowe's Creative Ideas ones. You need like say 12-foot boards, but instead I get like say 2 6-foot. So it's going to be a bit different for me. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the plan and look at the cut list. So I have a cut list and the diagram. So I'm going to look at the cut list. I'm going to cut out my pieces to what I need. So if I just bring this up to you here, I need, say in this piece, 4 legs and 2 arm supports. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut them all down and measure them to the right sizes that I need. So I'm just going to do that now. Alright, so the widest part of these legs is 5 1/4 inches, and I have my mark right here. And a good little trick is to line up your fingers kind of like this, and you basically put it on the line and you can just run it up and down your piece. That way it'll make a parallel line. Alright, so I've just cut my legs, and one important thing to remember is to label them. So I've labelled this leg. Very simple, but it's very effective, and it helps an awful lot and makes life so much easier. Alright, so what I like to do is tick as I go. So I've got this plan completely done. I've ripped it to width and I've cross cut all the pieces, which you can see just behind me over there. And so I just tick it off, I'm done. So now I'm going to go on to the seat slats, which need to be ripped into 3 separate pieces and cross cut a few times. So I'm about to do that now. Alright, so now I have just drawn the inch by inch grid and I've drawn out the shape. So as you can see, the curve at the top, the straight line down. I know the pencil lines are a bit hard to see, and the curves. So now I'm going to cut this out with the jigsaw, and then it'll be easy to do your own. I'll just put this on top and trace around it. So let's get to it. See, I have my leg shape cut out, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to trace it on top of my art piece, so that way I don't have to do this inch by inch grid again, because that is a real pain in the ass to do. And X off all the areas that you're cutting away, just to make sure so you don't be stupid and do something wrong. And one thing to remember is that a lot of the time when you're marking with a pencil, be careful, because the pencil tends to go into the grain of the wood and it doesn't want to go where you want it to go, so just make sure the line's actually going where you want it to go. Well, that was extremely boring. I have been sanding the wood for about half an hour, and you can probably see the bits of dust flying around me. I had my respirator on just to taste, but obviously because I'm talking to you I can't wear it. So here are the 2 legs. So now we're going to put the legs to actually make it stand, because these sit on the ground like that at the angles. and we're going to put the 2 braces on, and that will be it for this episode. So let's get these 2 legs done and finish up, because I tell you, I am wrecked. Alright, so guys, now what I've done is I've measured the distance that it tells you in the plans, which is 26 and 3/16 to here, and this is acting as the floor, so it makes it easier to measure, and I've rested it against the angle. So now I have my piece here, I'm just going to mark it, so put a line there and put a line up here, and now I'm going to drill screws in here, so that will be leg B to leg A. And that went splendidly. So now I just need to put it on to the other piece. Alright guys, so that concludes part 1. Here's the frame altogether. They're just simply pocket jointed. I know this wasn't great, but it is my first video build, so and it is quite a boring process. It's just a lot of cutting and shaping and sanding, but tomorrow will be a bit better because I'll be making the back and putting on, and so part 2 will either be tomorrow or the day after. And just to give you kind of a look at, there is the back, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, and I'll be joining them together, and then part 3 will be doing the arms and the slats. So thanks for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and good. And remember, a clean shop is a safe shop. Alright, so now that I have both of these, I put a block at the bottom. Alright, so now that I've both of these done, I've clamped the wood at the bottom to keep them still. So now I'm just having this one here to support my piece. Where the curve finishes, where it like diminishes, that's where you have to put this piece of wood. And actually, this has to check the plan. Always go back to the plan. Alright, so yeah. So I'm just going to put... Yeah?